Hey guys, it's Huntin for Games, and if you're watching this the day it comes out, then it's the day after 11/11, November 11th, and Square Enix, as they definitely should, is having a free login campaign for Final Fantasy 11 to celebrate. I guess that it's 11. There's a lot of 11s. So if you haven't already, quick go download that and hop in if you feel like it, because it's free for like the weekend or something. But if you're still on the fence and not sure if the Final Fantasy 11 that is currently, existing today is for you, I've put together my top 11 reasons that it would be a good idea to come back, and one at the end for why you shouldn't. Let's get right into it so we can decide whether or not, it's something you should check out, because it's free right now. Sorry if there's some overlap here with previous videos that I've done, but I really wanted to get this video out, especially in time for the free login campaign. Number 1, the amazing world of Vana'diel. I mean, all the landscapes, the incredible art direction that made it, all the NPCs and monsters that inhabit it, all the random rules, like the fact that certain shops are closed on certain in-game days of the week. Those little pieces of polish that kind of drew it together and made it feel so alive. All that stuff is still there and totally worth still visiting if, you feel like checking it out. Number 2, the storylines that really breathe life into that already amazing world. I mean, some of these storylines are my favorite RPG storylines ever. Sure, that's partially because you grow so attached to the character that you create, but I mean, that's the point. It's just a really cool experience. And they're all a lot easier to go through now, for better or worse, with the help of trusts and level cap removals. Finally finishing those incredible stories that were restricted by either, just their incredible difficulty or just the time investment that was required to beat them. It's all okay now. You can totally go back and beat them. 3, speaking of trusts, trusts are awesome. The trust system allows you to bring some of your favorite NPCs in the game into battle to fill out your party, but not just for mission and quest, but for partying too, just for killing stuff. It's a great opportunity to revisit some of your favorite leveling spots with a job that you haven't leveled up at all, and to kind of like hunt the world in like a Pokemon style and catch all your favorite NPCs. Like Prish, the first time you have Prish fighting in your party, you're like, holy crap, that's Prish, just beating the crap out of stuff. It's awesome. 4, the new job point system, which I haven't gotten into much myself because it's kind of intense. Those parties I mentioned before aren't gone forever. They've just shifted to a new endgame leveling system to gain job points by gaining capacity points. If you thought meriting was going to take a while, then you have not examined the whole job point capacity point system, because it is really crazy. But you can get some really amazing rewards. I mean, Black Mage literally gets a new tier of spells. It's pretty cool, and if you've kind of just been wishing that you could go back and like party in your favorite game ever, it's still there and it's waiting. Slight disclaimer, the job balance right now for endgame leveling is a little whack. But I mean, Treasures of Adargon mages had that coming forever because they were useless for merit parties. Come on. Number 5, this new system to help improve your character is totally to make it ready to tackle some of the crazy new endgame content that they've introduced. Which is freaking hard. I mean, there's some stuff out there that's really impossibly difficult, but it's pretty cool. I've only barely skimmed the surface of that stuff, and it seems really interesting. Plus, cool new gear drops from it, so I mean, that's awesome. So number 6, upgrades. Speaking of gear, to also help you tackle some of that incredibly difficult content, some of the best gear to be found in the game is now upgraded versions of the artifact and relic armor. That's just so cool. I mean, this gear was some of my favorite gear in Final Fantasy 11, even the pieces that sucked. I mean, seriously. Monk artifact, all swap-in pieces. Monk relic, mostly swap-in pieces. Like, come on. But you can bring back the glory days with this new I-119 versions that remind you of how awesome this stuff once was, and now it's awesome again. It's just got some crazy new insane stats. So number 7, Adeline. Many of you probably left her in the Abyssea days. I know I did, and you should have. It kind of sucked. But Adeline, the expansion that followed, is actually really cool. Beautiful zones, interesting new mobs that inhabit them, and the story that fits more of the classic expansion model than it does in the Abyssea days, where there was a story suck. Also, it's not Abyssea. Seriously, I cannot get over this enough, but I hated Abyssea. So number 8, speaking of which, Adeline introduced 2 new jobs. Now, if you've checked them out, great, awesome, I hope you like them, I hope you don't, whatever. But when first released, no one's really sure what they were supposed to be for. I remember I bought the expansion and checked it out in the first couple weeks, and everyone just kind of was like, I don't know, they don't seem that great. But they're actually amazing now. They've really come into their own. Rune Fencer and Geomancer are both like top tier endgame jobs right now. And just really cool new jobs for anybody that's you feel like you've already experienced all that Final Fantasy XI has to offer in terms of jobs. I mean, I know how you feel. I played a lot of the jobs back in the day when it was in its prime, and coming back, I was like, I don't know if I really feel like just hopping on Thief again, even with a few new abilities, or Black Mage with like a new tier of spells. But 2 new jobs that I hadn't touched at all. Totally interesting, and I've been leveling up Geomancer, and it's really cool. It's kind of like this weird mixture of like Black Mage and Bard, and like It's neat. So anyways, number 9, Rhapsodies of Vana'diel. Meant to tie together all the expansions and really draw Final Fantasy XI into one cohesive story. Rhapsodies is both like a remember the good old days kind of quest and a fun new story that brings back some of the world is truly in danger feel that made Final Fantasy XI such an amazing time back when we played it back in the day. I mean, seriously, Chains of Promethea, I was like, seriously, shit is going down and I have to stop it. But I never got that feeling with Abyssia. Abyssia, I was like, shit is happening in another world that's already screwed. I just didn't get bored. Man, I hated Abyssia. Rhapsodies, though, makes you visit all of your favorite NPCs from all of the storylines, draw them together for one huge hurrah. I actually haven't finished it yet, but it's going really well. It's like really sweet. Point is, check it out. 10, quality of life changes. So Rhapsodies introduces a lot of like leveling boost speeds and some other stuff that's really handy, but that is not all this game has changed in the past few years if you haven't seen it recently. Home point teleports, job equipment sets, new storage areas, new storage like packs that you can like carry with you. I mean, seriously, you have like a couple of mod houses just like on your person at all times. In general, a lot of the, oh my god, why games from 2002 did you have to be so annoying in such frustrating ways, it smoothed over a lot of that stuff to just let you play the game. I mean, any of those home points throughout the entire Vana'diel that you've ever seen, you can now go click, and then once you click it once, you can teleport to it from other home points whenever you want. While it does kind of kill that sense of, oh my god, what a huge world, hopefully you've all gathered that over the course of a long playthrough of Final Fantasy XI throughout many years, and like me, you're just kind of happy for the ease of travel. And number 11, honestly, it's still one of the best MMOs out there. Final Fantasy XI was one of my favorite experiences of my childhood, and there's still a lot of new stuff to explore, as well as a lot of interesting reasons to revisit old content that, you know, you loved from back in the day. Someone please explain to me the like weapon or weapon skill upgrade system with something crappy old notorious monsters you gotta kill. I don't know, there's something to do with that. While story content has reached a close, sadly, new updates are coming out all the time, like actually quite often, introducing new fights and subtle changes to help balancing the remaining content. I hope to see you back. I'm on Odin, although I must say that I'm pretty sure the most active English community is on Azura if you're interested in checking it out. They post all the time. You guys are awesome. Odin is like a very small English community. But quick to touch on it, the number one reason not to come back if you've made it this far in the video, if you've been listening to all this with the feeling of nausea at how much has changed in Final Fantasy XI, you're not wrong. I mean, the game is an incredibly different experience from what it once was. In some ways better, but in many ways it will never come close to comparing to what it was in its prime. It's sort of a catch-all statement, but while it is fun to come back and revisit old stuff and new, it'll never be the same Final Fantasy XI that many of you probably remember, and so tread carefully if you're concerned about ruining that memory, because it is incredibly different, and in many ways just not even the same game anymore. I still love it for what it is, but careful. Anyways guys, that's all I got today for Final Fantasy XI's top 11 reasons to return to Vana'diel. That's a way better name than I had in the beginning. I have to use that. Awesome. Let me know in the comments the top reasons to come back that I missed, or if I'm totally off base with like half of these and you're like, why would you even mention that? We hide that, we keep it a secret until people are too absorbed in the game to realize what they've become. Definitely like the video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you're new. Let all your friends know about the crazy guy still making Final Fantasy XI videos in 2016. Because I'm going to keep doing it as long as you guys keep wanting to watch them. But anyways, thanks again for hanging out for this long. Enjoy the free login campaign if you check it out. If not, keep watching the videos. Don't even bother logging in. Just watch all my videos a bunch of times. I don't know. I'm getting worse and worse with the outros every week. I just kind of like pitter away. Anyway, seriously, thanks guys, and thanks for watching.